Hello, it's me doing a review on my NECA 1987 Predator Jungle Hunter. So this is the first ever Predator film to come out with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and this figure, I do have some complaints about like the accessories and things, but all in all, it is really cool, and it's a very good interpretation of the 1987 Predator. So first, I'll start with the box. So it's just got a big promotional picture of his mask on the front with Predator Jungle Hunter. Predator NECA Real Toys. Same on all sides. Some stuff on the bottom, some more promotional pictures. So with his skull, his I don't know what it's called, but that's like a nuke basically, but somehow Schwarzenegger survives it. Him taking his mask off, just him without his mask, and then him firing his gun. I don't know what that is. That's not something on it that's ripped off. I have no idea what on earth that actually is, but yeah. And inside it's got another promotional picture of him roaring even though his mouth's closed, because that's all it is in the face. It's got a jungle background where all the accessories and him go inside. But yeah, it is a very cool box. So on with Predator. This is a really cool figure. Unfortunately, it doesn't, I think it does, you can get it to stand up in some poses, not in, if you're really good at posing things, then you'll have a good pose on the shelf. But it's got his sort of netting armor-ish stuff. It's got some nice browns all over his chest. It's got the armor, and then there was a tube going from there into there, but it broke. It like came off and it's lost now. It's got some scars, I'm guessing from when he fought Schwarzenegger. He's got his bone necklace, which is quite cool. We've got more armour on the back where the actual plasma caster fits on. It's got more armour. It's got his nuke thingy with some Yautja language or Predator language. Now, you can get like the alphabet in Predator on Safari, searching it up, and I looked at them. Yeah, it doesn't make a word. It's like just random letters. They didn't actually bother making it a word, which I guess can't really say, oh, why didn't you do that? Because it is a bit, you're not really going to read it. I got some nice gold and plates all over it, sort of mechanisms and wires. Got some sort of metal bits on his knuckles. Got his wrist blades, which I think are pretty cool. That little bit in there, the reason that's in there is because this one snapped off, so I just super glued it back on. Oh fuck, it's not perfectly lined up. That's annoying. It just fell off about when I was about to start the review, so I just super glued it back on in a hurry, and yeah. Got more of this sort of gold all over the back of the wrist on the wrist blades. Got some more colorations all over it. Got his sort of a kilt-ish thing. Got his little bag. More armor, and then sort of round armor there, and his feet, where he's wearing strange sandals. And then NECA 2010, made in China, all rights reserved. But this is, if you like the Predator, this is a really cool figure. There are some bits where, like, I guess I just haven't really been bothered to heat this up to take the hands off, which I will do if I want the hands open and just pop them off and put the extra ones on. But it is a really cool interpretation of the 1987 Predator, his classic dreadlocks and mask. And I guess before I do the articulation, I'll just talk about some of the accessories. So first, the plasma caster. It looks epic. This bit comes off and on, so I just heated the top, this bit off, heated it up to put this on because it wouldn't come on, sit on it properly. And then it's got some ridges on the back, which is quite nice. This is on a ball joint, the actual plasma caster, but it broke, like it just snapped off when I just tried to move it a tiny bit, it just broke off, which was a bit unfortunate, so you had to super glue it back on, which was a bit unfortunate, but it's got some really cool sort of, it's a bit steampunk-ish. And the way you put it on is on his back, that bit there, this bit and that bit click on, but I really don't think there's any, I don't really think there's any point in you having to use them because they don't actually properly fit on anywhere. So I just sort of hope it holds on to the back, and then it's can have him shooting at Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's pretty cool. And I like that they did add an effect piece, the actual blast. But the thing is, on the back, I think they got the colours mixed around, because at the end, where it's actually shot, it's light blue, and there's nothing. When on here, it's meant to be light blue, no, really sort of white, and then darker blue. On this, there's the white's actually in where it's been shot from, and then it's just dark there, which is a bit funny. Then it's also, these are really nicely done as well. These are one of the best bits about it. It's the human skulls. I think what they could have done to make it a bit cooler is if they like still had them red and covered in blood. I had been thinking about just dipping them in sort of red gooey stuff that you use for like proper films and stuff, just to make it look like it's just been ripped out of someone, which would look quite cool. And it's got some brilliant details for the skulls, all the sort of cracks and ridges where the skull's been formed. It's got the actual spine and the pelvis, which is really cool. So you can actually have him holding it, so his that's slightly open, so you can get it in there. So you can have him sort of holding it up like that, which is quite cool. Then it's got these sort of the necklaces and stuff to go around him. This one snaps, which was a bit unfortunate, but this one's fine, and that just goes round there. I haven't really been bothered to put them on. And here are the extra hands, the sort of splayed hands. So you're going to have him jumping out at someone, which is quite cool. They're quite well detailed on the back, and then the front is basically just one colour except for the sort of leathery stuff. And it's got brilliant shiny black claws, which are really cool. And then the final bits are the extra mask, which they didn't use. It isn't exactly the same as this one. As you can see, that bit is smaller than that there. And then they're slightly different. I think all the sort of scars are exactly the same. But that's pretty cool. So you can take the head off and put this one on. So they could have done a bit more with the colour. Like I don't really like this sort of just plain colour. It doesn't really look that good. And then the eyes, they're basically just white circles, and then inside it's got his teeth and mandibles. They don't really, you can't really have him roaring, which is a bit unfortunate. He's got his dreadlocks, all the sort of gold hairband things. But the way you put this on is you just get this predator and then just go pop. You can take this on and off if you want, and then you just get this one and put it on the top there, which I really like that they added. So then you can have him holding the mask as he's just taken it off. If you want to do stop motion, it doesn't really stand up as I said, but it is still a really cool figure. Oops, I think that's broken as well. But I guess on with the articulation. So the head's got a ball joint, so you can about that far up, about that far down, full spin either way. And then it's got a swivel hinge for the shoulders, so you can get him to put his arm all the way out, about that far in. It's got a swivel for the biceps. I'll try it. I've forgotten. Don't get annoyed with me. Then it's got a double hinge there, then a swivel, and a ball joint at the wrist. Same with this one, but that's a bit restricted because of that. But it's all the same movement. Then this can open up, so it's on a hinge, which I really like. So you can just open it up, which is nice. Then it's got two swivels in the middle, so a ball joint up there, so you can get into properly bend down about that far up. Then you can do a full spin. And it's got another swivel here, so you can get him to do that as well. Another spin. It's got a ball joint, I think, in the hip. So you can get it, you can't get it a full spin because of the kilt thingy. Then it's got two hinges for the knees with this bit of armour there. And then I think a ball joint for the ankles. And same with this one. But this is a really, really cool figure. And if you like the Predator, I would definitely recommend it. I got this last Christmas, and I hadn't watched any like reviews of toys, so I didn't realise you had to heat things up to stick things on, like with this, which was quite annoying. So I was like, "Mum, I can't fit this on. It's really annoying. It's rubbish." But I realised, oh yeah, you can just heat it up and stick it back on, which is a bit silly that I didn't know that. But I guess it's because I wasn't that well educated on toy reviews. But hope you enjoyed, and there'll be more reviews like this in the future. I've got more aliens, haven't got any more predators, haven't got any more Godzillas unfortunately. But goodbye and see you in the next one.